Avicenna, 9801037, developed his own system of logic known as Avicennian logic as an alternative to Aristotelian logic. By the 12th century, Avicennian logic had replaced Aristotelian logic as the dominant system of logic in the Islamic world. The first criticisms of Aristotelian logic were written by Avicenna, 980 to 1037. Who produced independent treatises on logic rather than commentaries. He criticized the logical school of Baghdad for their devotion to Aristotle at the time. He investigated the theory of definition and classification and the quantification of the predicates of categorical propositions, and developed an original theory on temporal modal syllogism. Its premises included modifiers such as at all times, at most times, and at some time. While Avicenna, 9801037, often relied on deductive reasoning in philosophy, he used a different approach in medicine. Ibn Sina contributed inventively to the development of inductive logic, which he used to pioneer the idea of a syndrome. In his medical writings, Avicenna was the first to describe the methods of agreement, difference and concomitant variation which are critical to inductive logic and the scientific method. Ibn Hazm, 9941064, wrote The Scope of Logic, in which he stressed on the importance of sense perception as a source of knowledge. Al-Ghazali, Al-Ghazal 1058-1111, had an important influence on the use of logic in theology, making use of Avicennian logic in Kalam. Despite the logical sophistication of Al-Ghazali, the rise of the Ash'ari school from the 12th century slowly suffocated original work on logic in much of the Islamic world, though logic continued to be studied in some Islamic regions such as Persia and the Levant. Fakhr al-Din al-Razi, b. 1149, criticized Aristotle's first figure and developed a form of inductive logic, foreshadowing the system of inductive logic developed by John Stuart Mill, 1806–1873. Systematic refutations of Greek logic were written by the Illuminationist school, founded by Shahab al-Din Suhrawardi, 1155–1191, who developed the idea of decisive necessity, an important innovation in the history of logical philosophical speculation. Another systematic refutation of Greek logic was written by Ibn Taymiyyah, 1263–1328. The Iradul al-Mantiqian, refutation of Greek logicians, where he argued against the usefulness, though not the validity, of the syllogism and in favor of inductive reasoning.